D&D, May 2nd. Mrs. Andrews.
I'm here.
Mr. Walton.
Here.
Mr. Wolverton. Here. Mr. Sims.
Here.
And Mrs. Nels.
Here. Okay, great. We are all present. I will begin with a motion to dispense with the reading and approve the minutes from our last meeting.
So moved.
Motion from Councilor Gualney, second from Councilor Wolverton. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that passes 5-0. Old business, none. New business, 10-04-22, request for city to consent to amended, restated, and consolidated declaration of easements for Brookwood Medical Center. Mike Kendrick, city attorney.
Yeah, Jeff Baker is going to speak to this, but
Okay.
these are documents they've asked us to consent to. That's the basis of this, and this is a map, survey that he's going to, I'm going to let him speak because he's going to tell you why they're asking for this and what it means. Who else is on the committee?
Andy, Jalit,
I don't know if any of them
Andrew, and Nick.
We're using extra. Jeff, you want to?
Thank you all. I'm Jeff Baker, burn foreman. I'm counsel to the hospital, Brookwood Medical Center. And I have with me tonight Mr. Wesley Weeks, who's also with the hospital owner, tenant to the Healthcare Corporation, and Mr. Neil King, who is the architect of record on most of what's been built here on the hospital campus.
For years.
For quite a while. You want to know who knows where the bodies are buried? Wow. He is the man. The request that's before you tonight is related to our efforts to sort of clean up and consolidate some of the historical easements and operating covenants that have been in place for the Brookwood campus. If you're familiar with the campus, it has grown over time in successive number of developments. And at the time of that historical growth, going back 30 years, there were a lot of different parcel owners involved. There were a lot of different economic interests involved. And each time a new development piece was added to the campus, there would be some form of easement agreement put in place that was very specific to the nature of the development that was then going on. What we found as we fast forward to today is that a lot of those old easement agreements are in conflict with one another, and a lot of them are just plain superseded. So as a part of what's going on with the campus as a whole right now, we tried through this instrument that's before you to amend and restate and consolidate all of those easements and agreements into one document so that everybody knows what they're going to live by. The reason that we're before you, most of these are private easements between parcel owners. And as we sit here today, all the parcel owners are in fact owned by Tenet Healthcare Corporation. They're all affiliates, so we have consolidated ownership of the whole campus, the whole Brookwood campus. But as you look at the face of this, you'll see on the right-hand top side a cross-reference list to the various existing easement agreements that are being restated. The last one on that list has language in it that says that it cannot be amended without the consent of the city of Homewood. None of the others contain that, and they were all private easements.
It's a medical clinic board.
Is that board still in existence? We didn't do away with that board, or that was the cable board we were trying to do?
No.
We appointed somebody in the last year, so.
Yeah, it's the medical clinic board has the,
Has been
is
approved.
given the
Only when they
easement.
need it.
It primarily
It's
deals
only
with the
needed
parking deck.
sporadically.
Okay.
So what we did is we took that particular document, the one that has the requirement for city consent, and it sort of became our template for this new document, which purports to create, among all the parcels, a number of easements on a, not a specific location basis, but cross easements on a blanket basis to allow all of the infrastructure that ties the campus together to exist between the parcels and between the buildings. And the other thing it does is it puts the hospital itself in administrative control of managing all those easements and all those relationships. The reason behind that is because there are 4 medical office buildings located on the campus. And those 4 medical office buildings have been ground leased to a new investor who now operates them and has leased them back to the hospital. So in order to make sure that we had everything flow the way it needed to for governance of the campus as a whole by Brookwood Hospital, we need to put this in place. The form of document that we have here has been approved by those investors. It's been approved by Tenet. Mr. King has some familiarity with it, and I think he's okay with what we're trying to do. So we're happy to answer any questions you may have about the campus itself or about this particular request that's before you now.
Just before this, we've agreed, the city's agreed to an agreement, essentially the tenant, the hospital operator will be responsible of all the safety issues throughout the entire campus, no matter who owns the property or who owns the building. They're essentially coordinated all the life safety controls for the hospital, for the campus.
And I've actually, I've got those for you now. We've signed those
You
up.
previously, this council previously approved that. It was done with, in coordination with the fire chief and the fire marshal. But because this requires approval of the city, then the council needs to authorize it. And essentially then we'll go to the medical clinic board for them, but they're not gonna authorize it unless the city does.
Any questions?
Will this come to us at council then, if it comes out of committee, as a resolution that contains all this?
Resolution to authorize the mayor to consent. I think his signature it is.
Going to the back of the document
Right.
specifically for the purpose of the city's consent. The city's not an actual party to any of the easements,
Right.
nor are any of the easements that are being amended for the benefit of the city or for any public utility.
As I understand it, Jeff, there's no change in the substance or the parameters of the easements. It's simply just to clean up the easement.
It's to clean it up, put it all in one place, and it's consistent with what we did on life safety systems. It's to give the hospital owner
Control.
the ultimate control and the ultimate responsibility to control what happens on the grounds.
Including with the new investors.
Yes.
And
So
that
this,
they-
this document has been approved by the new investors, and they understand that this is what they will have to live by in order to have the rights that they need to tie the
Just
changes.
the cross-access easements.
There are two easements for a medical clinic board, one in 1992, one in 1993, primarily when they built the visitors parking.
Mr. Becker, my husband, is your law partner, so
Oh.
I will be recusing myself,
Okay.
so. This is not a public hearing, this is.
No,
We would recommend to approve this out of committee, that's the vote of the committee,
that's correct.
and send it to council Monday
Make sure
night.
it's staying.
Yes, and I will be abstaining tonight and Monday as well, yes.
Y'all have any other questions of Jeff or Brookwood, tenant?
Mike, I noticed on this, joiner, page 22 is the clinic board signing this. Do we authorize them or they're
No,
independent?
they'll have to authorize that.
Okay, so we're really just doing the mayor.
It's only you because of the provision that in that lease or that easement says that the city has to consent to a modification.
Is there a motion for approval?
Second.
I have a motion from Counselor Nelms and a second from Counselor Gwaltney. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And I will abstain, so. You're abstaining also? Okay, so that is 3-0-2. Out to council, Monday night.
But just on the agenda Monday night for the next meeting.
Yep, it is.
Council will approve it at their meeting on Monday night. This is committee meeting.
Thank you very much. We appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time tonight.
Thank you.
Well, they'll act on it, I assume.
I was gonna put that in the trash.
Okay, with that,
good stuff.
without objection, we are